trying to figure out the right reptile to put inside a 55-gallon tank can be a little bit tricky. The fact that they're giving so much length for you, however, being a pretty narrow setup going in around 12 to 13 inches for width can be pretty tricky in trying to decide what reptile would actually work best for this type of setup. Today I wanted to talk about the top 5 reptiles that are going to be the best choices when utilizing them in a 55-gallon enclosure. I think we're gonna keep this intro pretty short and just run into the top 5 list. So yeah. Oh, what was that other thing? Oh, that's right. Roll the intro. Now, kicking off this list, we are going to be starting with number 5, the Redeyed Crocodile Skink. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Dakota, you put Redeyed Crocodile Skink works best in a 40-gallon enclosure. By the way, if you haven't seen that video, that's right there. So what gives? Should I use a 40 or a 55? Well, I mean, you could use both. Either or. I mean, any enclosure really works. Redeyed Crocodile Skinks being only spanning around 6 to 7 inches in length stay pretty small. So the fact that a 55-gallon enclosure is going to be that narrow wouldn't be that too big of a deal, with the fact that they're going to have the amount of length that the 55-gallon holds at roughly 48 inches. With that being said, they would work pretty good in that. Nice pair of crocodile stinks. Personally, for me, I actually used to house my pair inside a 55-gallon that I turned into a plodarium. It worked pretty well. I mean, the plodarium didn't work pretty well, which is why I switched it, but the enclosure itself was okay for them. I mean, has it really come too big of a surprise? A species that loves to burrow underground, does not like too much height or really utilize it that much, and prefers tight, small enclosures? Yeah, I guess a 55-gallon would work for a Redeyed Crocodile Skink. But moving on down this list, let's get into the next topic at hand. This animal stays pretty small, it's pretty cute, and the fact that if it wasn't in captivity and you found it in the wild, it would be very deadly. That's going to be number 4, the poison dart frog. You're gonna be seeing a similar pattern throughout this video, and that's going to be small creatures because of the fact that 55 gallons are just too narrow. You can't house anything that spans greater than like 10 inches long because they're gonna just hit the walls. That's no fun. Poison dart frogs, though, they stay pretty small, spanning out a length of around 2 to 3 inches depending on the locality you get. Poison dart frogs would work very well in a 55-gallon enclosure. However, this isn't known the fact that if you're using a 55 tall, one of those taller ones, if you have the smaller, narrow ones, it might not be too good. You might want to research just exactly which poison dart frog you get. I might be totally dropping the ball here and just speaking out of my ass, but I do believe that some poison dart frogs are more terrestrial and some are more arboreal. Again, that might be completely wrong, but I guess I'm just gonna say it anyway. But yeah, poison dart frogs would be awesome in here. Something really cool about the 55-gallon is actually you could probably just end up splitting it and then having 2 separate species if you want. Of course, you never want to mix species with poison dart frogs. The poison dart frog community does not like that. The poison dart frog community probably does not like me even mentioning poison dart frogs. I'm probably gonna get some hate comments down there just for the fact that I mentioned them and might or may not have used improper information. I'm gonna research it real quick. Real 10-minute. I don't even know why I doubted myself. I was right. Come on. Dakota, not knowing something about reptiles? Get out of here.
Sorry ass DJ.
Yes, poison dart frogs would work. They're pretty colorful. I think poison dart frogs are rad. Of course, I have that super incredibly weird, just awkward enclosure in my house that I'm planning to use as a poison dart frog vivarium. Had it for 2 years. I've yet to actually do anything with it, but one day I will, and we will have some badass poison dart frog enclosures. Moving on. But speaking of reptiles I know little to nothing about, that is going to bring us to number 3, the Hognose Snake. Let's get into it. Now, yeah, I'll be completely honest, I do not know too much about hognose snakes. Never really piqued my interest. I know they're pretty small. The morphs are pretty cool, I know that, and yeah, they stay pretty small. With them staying pretty small, that narrow width of the 55-gallon really wouldn't be too big of an issue with a hognose. An adult hognose, that'd be pretty rad, having, you know, that 4 feet of space, him just slithering around. I gotta fill up this time slot of things to say, but I literally don't know anything to say about hognose snakes. Hognose snakes. Small, colorful at some points. I guess they're getting more colorful than they usually were. They're a colubrid, they are rear-fanged venomous, and they could fit in a 55-gallon enclosure. That is the extent of my knowledge about hognose. We're gonna wrap that one up real quick and move on to more stuff that I know a little bit more about. But alright, running down this list, we are going to be getting into some cool little dudes. Again, I say little because, of course, narrow enclosure means can't have them too big. But these guys are still awesome. They're a pretty personal pet, something that I've really enjoyed keeping. Number 2, the American Toad. Didn't see that one coming, did you? Yeah, that really came out of left field. You're like, what? American Toad? What the heck? What is that, Dakota? Well, I'll tell you, viewer, it is a toad from America. All right, moving on to no, I'm just kidding. American toads are pretty rad. I mean, they look like basically whatever the stereotype you can think of. When you think of toad, whatever that stereotypical thing is, that's what American toad looks like. Brown, bumpy, and is a toad, is what I would explain what the American toad looks like. Pretty cool dude. I really enjoy mine feeding. It's fun to watch them. They like hop around, they, you know, do the frog toad feeding thing. One thing to mention before getting American toads, make sure you check out your Lacey Act and your state laws as far as reptiles go. Personally for me, I am allowed to keep 2 American toads, and that is it. If I get 3, that's nope. Can't have 3. Can't have 15. Just 2. 2 is the max amount that I am allowed to have, so make sure you know if and how many American toads you can have before getting one. Our 2 little American toads are pretty rad. We've actually had them for a year and a half now, something like that. We've had them for a year and a half, maybe a couple of years. I've actually never talked about them on the channel. This is the first time you guys are actually finding out that I have American toads. It's mostly my wife's thing, but I think they're pretty cool. Right now we do have them in a 20-gallon bioactive planted vivarium. However, you know, with that 55-gallon, I'm literally not doing anything with it, so maybe, just maybe, we'll move them into the 55-gallon, because they're getting pretty big. We got them when they were like this big, now they're like, they were like tight butthole size, and now they are loose butthole size, and that might be just a little too much butthole for a 20-gallon enclosure. Let's get into the last one. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get down to it. The last contender on this list, the animal that is going to do best in a 55-gallon enclosure. These guys are pretty rad. I used to have them when I was younger. I actually don't have anymore, but ever since making this video, I might actually get some because they're relatively easy to keep and not too much of a hassle. That is going to be number 1, Firebelly Toads. What? Oh my god, Dakota. Another left fielder, I know. Just coming at you. Let's get into them. Firebelly Toads. Yes, Firebelly Toads. You can find them at almost any pet shop if you look anywhere. I happened to get mine on an impulse buy when I was younger just because of the fact that they're like, oh, you get a sale. They're on sale. Buy 5 for like $20. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a deal for me. Can't pass that up. And then I got them, and then my mom said I couldn't have them, so I had to give them to someone else. But the couple of days that I had Firebelly Toads, Firebelly Frogs? Toads? Oh shit, what did I say in the beginning? Hang on. I don't remember what I said in the beginning. I might have said frogs. They're Firebelly Toads. Let's just set the record straight there before all you angry keyboard warriors barrage me in the comment section. This dipshit said Firebelly Frogs, they're toads. What a moron. Kill yourself, delete your channel, you know nothing. Yeah. If it's not the mustache comments, it's that. Welcome to being a YouTuber about reptiles. It's not a fun life. Anyway, Firebelly Toads, they're pretty cool reptiles spanning about this much of a butthole. They stay pretty small. They're pretty cool. I would actually recommend, what would be really cool about a 55-gallon is you can make it into a pladarium. And so you could have like pretty much all water with like these standing land things they can go on. You can get those nice water lilies, I think, water lettuce. I can't remember what they're called. It looks like a swamp basically. You can get a cool little swamp feature going for them. Shit, just talking about these guys, I think I'm gonna go buy Firebelly Toads now and make a cool pladarium out of it, because this is just me. I'm like, ooh, man, I could do that. A cool little swamp feature? Oh, now I want to do it. Thanks. Thanks to this video, I'm now going to get Firebelly Toads. That is the next animal on this list that we're gonna get. I think that's enough. Go check out Firebelly Toads if you like them. Let's wrap this bad boy up. All right, folks, and there you have it. The top 5 reptiles that can live happily or satisfactorily, either or, in a 55-gallon enclosure. I gotta say happy or satisfactory because I know someone in the comment section is going to tear me a new one if I say any of these animals can live happily in this setup. Because remember, folks, if you're not giving every single reptile at least an entire separate room for space, you're doing it wrong and you're an animal abuser. I don't know why I'm getting like so cynical on this video. I don't know what it is. I think all my pent-up rage of not being able to respond to YouTube comments is just boiling over at this point. I'm tired of it. But I will hold my tongue for the business. Anyway. Alright, like I say in all my other videos, huge shout out to Zen Habitat. Kind of a bit awkward for a sponsorship mention of the fact that I'm talking about 55 gallons. However, if you don't want a 55 gallon, you're like, nah, those animals just don't look cool. I want cooler stuff. Well, get yourself a Zen Habitat. I mean, just check this cage out. Incredible. You can house a multitude of different animals in a 4x2x2. I mean, the possibilities are endless. All you need is $300, and that includes shipping, folks. It's not $300 plus shipping. That is $300 shipped to your home, and then you can start researching. You can come back to the YouTube channel. Maybe by then I'll have top 5 animals that can live in a 4x2x2. Leave me a comment if you want that video. Let's get into the other stuff. And as always, if you like the video, please feel free to give us a thumbs up. If you want to see some more of my animals or my breeding products, you can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, DBCB Exotics. We're also on TikTok. Hey, you like some cool t-shirt designs like these 3 right here? Man, those are awesome. I wish somebody would buy them. God, do I wish someone, anyone, I wish anyone would buy a t-shirt. Please, I'm begging you, they're like $16. Please buy a t-shirt. I spent so much money on those designs and I don't think I've ever sold a t-shirt. Worse, that is by far the worst business tactic that I've done up to date as DBCB Exotics. But hey, as long as you're down there in the description going to Teespring for those t-shirts, you can also check out Patreon. Patreon.com/DBCB Exotics. We give you all the up-to-date information going down here at DBCB Exotics. Of course, you don't know who I am, you just stumbled upon this video. Hi, I'm Dakota, I own DBCB Exotics, and we have a lot of animals here. I think we're up to somewhere around 100. A bunch of breeding products to get up to date on that. First dibs on the babies I produce, tokay geckos, snakes. There's like a bunch of stuff, man. I don't want to make these outros as long as they need to be. Go check it out. It's like $1 a month. $1 a month. That is hella cheap. Not the cheapest, but pretty damn cheap if I do say so myself. Yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up. I think we're done talking here. Your name gets me in the outro. That is gonna be happening